But yeah, so I'm going to be trying some Japanese Kit Kat flavors. I really only have 4 just because there were so many flavors and I knew I would have just kept buying and buying and buying and buying. I also feel like I should be able to find some online if I really want to. So I got 4 that looks really interesting, and like some of these I've also never seen online before. I've definitely seen like the sake ones, but I've like never seen anyone have these before. They also look super cute. They might have low-key melted a little bit, so they might not look super cute anymore. And instead of wearing my normal like Rolling Stones, the traditional, the lips and tongue with the jaguar print, we are wearing Kirby today, just because you know Japanese. um, but yeah, I thought that we should switch it up a little bit. There was actually a Rolling Stone store out in Harajuku, like in the Harajuku shopping district. So yeah, I'm just checking something really quick on my laptop because I don't know how these live streams work now, because there's like a whole bunch of new options, and I'm just like double checking something before we get into it. It'll also give you guys like a minute to show up. Oh hey, pretzel. But yeah, I'll just give you guys a preview of the different flavors. So of course I got sake. I tried sake. I'm not the biggest fan, but maybe the candy will taste good. I got these blueberry cheesecake ones. Also low-key, after I eat these, I might cut the fronts of them off and kind of like make like a little poster, or just kind of keep the fronts. I can't constitute keeping the whole box, but I just think that they look really cool. We also have peach. I just thought that that would also taste kind of good. These feel like there's not a whole lot in them though. And then, oh, I'm excited for this one, Sakura and roasted soybean flavor. I'm excited for them all, but I really love Sakura flavors. At least in America. I really didn't find many in Japan, so I just thought that'd be cool to try. Also, some of these they put in a bag, so I literally couldn't open them in Japan. If I could, I would have done the video there. Just let me check one thing really quickly. Just because I'm I'm trying to pull up the live stream on my laptop so I can just like look at how it looks like for you guys really fast, because there's these new options and I don't understand how they look for you guys. Sakura. I say it weird, I know, I can't pronounce certain things properly. But anyway, I want to see what it looks like on your guys' end just really fast before we get into the video, just because again I'm seeing all these weird options like top fans and all that, and I want to see what it looks like for you guys, and then we're gonna actually get into tasting these different ones. And for those of you who haven't like been in this stream yet and didn't see what I just said so far, here's all the different flavors that we're gonna have. We're gonna have sake, we're gonna have blueberry cheesecake, we are gonna have peach, and we're gonna have Sakura and roasted soybean. And I don't think I'm saying that right, but let me just real quick, again, I'm sorry, I know I'm kind of delaying it, but I just really want to know what it looks like for you guys, because I'm seeing that there's new options and I've never seen them before. Let me make sure my laptop's muted, because that would suck for you guys. You know, I guess it would help if I wasn't signed into my account and I looked at it. Anyway, you know what, we're just gonna get started while that's loading so that you guys don't have to keep sitting here waiting. But I don't know, that's just... Okay, I'm looking at it from Scooby's account because I just want to see what it looks like for you guys. That's interesting. What's a pop-out chat? Whoa. Never mind, that's not anything important. I'm sorry, shoot, sorry, that was me. That was me on the other account. I'm just sorry. I'm not really seeing anything different. What the heck's a super chat? How do you guys do that? Dude, what's a super chat for you guys? Anyway, I have no idea how that all works. That's just interesting. Okay, so we are gonna get into it now. But anyway, as I was saying earlier, so instead of the normal Rolling Stones like lips and the jaguar print tongue, we are wearing Kirby today because we're kind of doing a bit Japan video. So we're gonna start with the sake one just because I'm kind of worried about this one. I've tried sake, when I was in Japan and, oh, I'm supposed to press this to open it. I tried sake when I was in Japan and, oh, what the? And I wasn't the biggest, okay, it said to like push that in to open it and then it just like tore the box. I wasn't the biggest fan. The sake I had was actually blue. And I've had sake before, but it was interesting. Look how cute that is. Oh, so cute. I like that. Also, I did a live stream earlier and someone still owes me $100 because I legit actually threw my watch into the pool, but it's a waterproof watch, so like, oh shoot. Okay, without further ado, sorry guys, I know, I'm sorry. Alrighty, sake KitKats. Oh my gosh, they're so little. Are they small or is that just like blindness? I mean, you can see my watch that it very much is like a smartwatch type thing and most smartwatches are waterproof, so. These look kind of small compared to normal KitKats, or maybe that's just my brain because I haven't had KitKats in a while. Oh my god. Oh my god, that tastes like sake, like exactly. Like slightly sweeter than the sake I've had before, so it does actually taste quite good. Sorry about Scooby, he's playing with his brother. Like that's quite good. This is how I imagined sake should taste. It's a little sweeter. Sake is a Japanese wine. It's rice wine. That's pretty good. How do I explain this? For anyone who's had sake before, it tastes like that if you added just a little bit of white chocolate. Those of you who haven't had sake, imagine like a white wine. You know, you still get that bit of like that sort of taste, but it is very sweet, mixed with like white chocolate basically. That is much better than I thought it would be. And again, I might actually like cut the front of this box out and save it just because it looks really cool. Okay, you're 13. You know how if you've ever tasted vanilla flavoring and it tastes absolutely awful? Now, imagine that mixed with the smell of rubbing alcohol, but people really like that taste for some reason. That's how wine tastes to me, right? Well, this is like that, but it's actually sweet and mixed with chocolate. So it tastes much better. It tastes like how, not how vanilla smells, but like, you know, it tastes much better than that actual combination. That's my best explanation. That's probably not the best explanation of how it tastes, but I don't really drink a whole lot of wine. I am 21. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I'm more of a like mixed drink type person, you know. I don't really like beers either. I have had a pickle flavored beer. That was actually quite good. Okay. Oh, let's do this one next. I'll do the two in the boxes first. This one's, I got this at the Tokyo Tower. I think it's so cute. Look, it looks like Mount Fuji. Look at how cute these little wrappers are. I mean, I honestly feel like it's quite normal if you have like a bit of wine at some point, especially if you like go to weddings. Sometimes they give you champagne and it's like a whole thing, or if you're in like another country. Oh my gosh, will you open? They're hard to open because they're so small. Okay. All right, let's see if it actually is like blue that fades into white. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. So this is the, oh, this is so much chocolate at once. Okay, wait, where's my water? Chocolate makes me really thirsty. Okay. This is the blueberry cheesecake flavor. Look, just look at how cute these are with that like coloring. Oh, I love it. If anyone here knows blueberry ice cream, blueberry like cheesecake ice cream, it's literally that. A little bit more fruity though. Less of the like cake part and more of the like fruitiness. But you still kind of get that cheesecakey taste. That is so good. So far, this is my favorite. I've literally only had 2, though. Oh my god, that's so good. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out the live stream and, like, how it looks for y'all. Because, like, I see that there's new settings for you guys, but I just don't understand how they work. And I'm sorry, I'm just curious about it. Like, there's something about super chats, but I'm not actually seeing that as, like, a thing. Because I logged out and I'm looking at it on my computer. Like, I don't understand that. I don't know how that works. Anyway, well, that's whatever. That was so good. Okay. Should we do peach or Sakura rose next? Which one should we try? Not Sakura rose. It's just Sakura. Which one do you guys want me to try? Because I'm indecisive and I don't know which one I want to try next. But, which of these 2 should we try? The peach or the Sakura? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I don't know if I ever say Sakura right, but Sakura and roasted soybean or peach. And I'll give you guys a minute to tell me which one to try next while I'm looking at something on here. The thing, I guess. What thing? There's peach and the Sakura. Peach? Okay. Alright. So here we got peach. Okay. Alright. All the little wrappers are so cute. I wish our Kit Kat wrappers were this cute. Kit Kats, honestly, Kit Kat chocolates are, like, some of my most favorite candy, so I really love this, actually. There's also some, like, Asian stores that will sell different flavors, but they typically just have, like, matcha. I saw, like, banana one time. I haven't, like, seen all these flavors. I said that's so weird. Okay. That's pretty good. It's like, it doesn't taste like straight peach. It's almost like a peaches and cream type of flavor. It's really good. I still think so far the blueberry is my favorite. Sakura might be my least favorite. I have not had strawberry Kit Kat. There's definitely ones I feel like I can find online, and I didn't want to buy, like, a ton in Japan because I did need room in my suitcase for all of my other stuff that I low-key bought. I made a whole separate live stream about, like, everything that I got. But I'm pretty sure, hang on, let me look it up. Japanese Kit Kat. Yeah, you can buy, look, 20 Japanese Kit Kat, 10 flavor assorted, 10 flavors double assorted pack. So you can buy some online. You can buy, like, full bags online. But, like, even when I'm looking at these, I'm seeing, like, orange and chocolate flavor and, flan flavor? I don't know what that is. Wheat cracker flavor. Like, I'm not seeing the flavors that I currently have on this live stream. I love Kit Kats. I do see the strawberry one on here. Oh, wait, there's the blueberry one. Okay, that's the first time I've seen that one. Cookies and cream. Lemon crisp. Straw. I can buy the strawberry one. Not right now, but, like, later on, maybe I will. There's Lucky Fish Candy. That looks kind of good, actually. Sorry, I'm, like, scrolling. I love Japanese candy so much. I have, like, some other... I really actually didn't bring back as much Japanese candy as I thought I would. Which is so weird for me, but I brought home a lot of other stuff. For example, look at my Tanuki. He's so cute. I love him. I also got one for Joshua, but I didn't know if it would be weird to send to him or not, because we broke up. But I, like, do I send that to him? I really, like, he loves Tanukis, and I got him one. I don't know if that's weird or not, though. Maybe I'll just send it and give a note, like, hey, I told you I'd bring you something from Japan. Here you go. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's too awkward, though. I feel like that's weird. I don't know. Okay. There's definitely been a... What was the weird Kit Kat flavor I've had? I had, like, a really weird Kit Kat flavor that someone handed out for Halloween, but I don't remember what it was. It was a long time ago, because I was still a kid. Okay. This is the Sakura. I'm excited for this one. I feel like it's gonna end up tasting bad, though. Because I had some Sakura mochi, but it wasn't actually Sakura. Like, it was bad. It was literally red bean. I don't know what about it was supposed to be Sakura. Speaking of which, I actually got a Kirby plush that kind of looks like that mochi, where he's wrapped in the little leaf. Okay. Dude, y'all, I got so many plushes in Japan. Again, I made a whole nother live stream about it, but I got, like, a massive... Oh my gosh, this one's, like, melty. That's fine. I got, like, a massive, like, Umbreon plush. Okay. And I got a cinnamon roll plush. This one's a little melty. Or maybe I accidentally did that when I was trying to open it. I don't know. Either way, it'll still taste the same. That's a weird... I like this better than... I think I like this better than the peach and sakura... Or sake. I don't know if I like it better than the blueberry. It's like... It's not super sweet, though. The other ones were super sweet. This one's not as overbearingly sweet. I know there's a wasabi one. I've seen that on Amazon. This one's not, like, overwhelmingly sweet, though. I kind of like it. It kind of... It doesn't taste like sakura, in my opinion. I guess it's more of a roasted soybean. But, like... It's giving toasted marshmallow, you know? It's giving toasted marshmallow. It's really good. And I like that it's not super sweet. I think that the blueberry one was my favorite. That was so much sugar just then. I can't even read the nutrition label because it's all in Japanese. So, there was a store that we went to, and something like a 9-story store, right? It's called Don Quixote, and they had a whole section for Kit Kats, and I kind of wish I got more, but again, I did need room in my suitcase for my other stuff. For example, I went to the Cup Noodle Museum and got to make my own noodles. I'll have to do like a little taste test video of those at some point. I still have them, I haven't cooked them up yet, but I got like seafood I made like seafood noodles, basically seafood, prawn, crab, chives, and little like fish cakes in them. And the fish cakes look like their mascot. I thought that was super cute. But yeah, we kind of finished eating all the Kit Kats, but you know what, we'll do a bit of like a Q&A, like hangout type of thing if you guys want. I knew that this wasn't going to be a very long stream if we just did Kit Kat. So yeah, we'll do a bit of a Q&A. You guys like my little off-brand Stanley? I got it for like $12. It's not Stanley. I don't know what this brand is, but I like it. Got it on Amazon. And then I was gifted this. I don't think the pineapple really goes with it. I was gifted 2 sets of these. I was gifted fruit ones, and then I was gifted some little animal ones. And I have like a little bunny, and that one looks the best on here because it's like white with these colors, but I still think it's cute. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out like the settings that are new on live streams. I'm really what is this super chat? Also, why does this computer keep going to Yahoo when Google, like I keep setting this computer to Google, but then when I go on it, it's like Yahoo is now the web browser. I don't know how that works. Okay, super chat on YouTube. What is that? Join a live stream, locate $ icon within the chat, select super chat, choose your desired amount, and huh. Okay, wait. I'm gonna log in under Scooby's account so I can look at this. Sorry, I'm genuinely curious because again, I'm like on YouTube. I want to know how it works for you guys, what you guys are seeing. And I want to know like how it works for you guys because I don't want people like using all their money on these things. Like I don't. I really don't. Wait, hang on. There's Scooby's account for you guys. That's Scooby's account. Okay, oh, I don't actually see that. I don't see that as like an actual thing. Oh, I put him on the leaderboard by doing that. Aw. That's so cute. The leaderboard is cute. I think that's interesting to like see. It probably doesn't have that because I don't have a lot of people on it. Actually, wait, yeah, let me look up how to get super chats on your channel. There we go. Sorry, I'm like actually, I'm sorry, I'm just interested. Your channel needs to be monetized and in an eligible location. Okay, that makes sense. I don't think I'm eligible for monetization, guys. Okay, I just wanted to know how this works because low-key, sometimes I stream on Twitch with gaming to try and get donations. Don't judge me. I'm a college student. Hello from Switzerland, the country of chocolate and mountains. Oh my god. Look, it's chocolate with mountains. We kind of finished our taste test, but when I end this stream, it uploads as a video and you can see the actual taste test because I don't think I can consume more chocolate. But it was very good. Hang on. What do I need for monetization? I think I need... Okay. So I have enough subscribers, I have enough video uploads, but I need more watch hours. That's what it was, it's watch hours. I'm pretty sure. College? Like, Switzerland has college. Wait, what? Why am I even thinking about this now? It's like known for its education. Anyway. But yeah, no. Okay, so to get monetized, I need 1,000, a little under 1,500 more public watch hours, which is why I do a lot of these live streams. It's a fast way to get watch hours when I don't have time to necessarily edit a whole bunch of stuff. I do have a video about mushroom soup that I made based off of Binging with a Bish book. I also had to use substitutions in that because a lot of his ingredients are expensive or they're not sold at stores. Like, bro, I get that you're trying to make it from the show, but some of the recipes, it's like you don't need those ingredients. For that one, you kind of did because it is kind of read out in the show, but like there are some where I was like, I can't make that because I don't know where to buy that. Maybe I can do like a small series where like I try making his food with some substitutions because they do look good and I know he does a really good job. I really enjoy him. I have his cookbook. I genuinely enjoy him. It's just like it's not like obtainable for normal people very much. Sorry, I'm like reading something. Okay. College in Switzerland, there's only... Anyway, it's graduate school, if you guys call it something else. Oh my gosh, one of my videos got copyrighted, even though I used the sound, like a YouTube short. You know how you can select a sound on YouTube? So in my video, Around the World, the la 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 la, it goes around the world, that was a sound that I took from YouTube, literally selected in their little shorts thing, and they copyrighted me. They took the audio down, and I tried to upload it because I was like, maybe it was like a weird error on my end, but it's like I literally filmed it in the YouTube studio with the audio. Like, it wasn't like I added in this audio and then they copyrighted it. I was pissed. I'm in pre-vet. I'm in school to then apply to vet school. So right now I'm doing vet school applications, but I'm doing 4 years of like post-college education to be prepared for that. Post-college, post-high school education. I'm 21. I'm not old, I swear, guys. Sorry. But yeah. Oh my god, okay, yeah, we just need to up my watch hours, guys, and then I can be able to be monetized and try to earn some monies. Because, again, broke. Broke college student. I am actually getting a job during this school year, because normally I don't, I'm way too busy, but this upcoming year I only have 2 classes, but I don't want to work every day. I know, it sounds very lazy, but I have reasons. It's just, I didn't get to enjoy my last year of college at all. I was so constantly busy. I felt like sophomore year was kind of the same. This year I really want to be able to ski a lot more because I love skiing. I feel like I've become very passionate about skiing. I really want to be able to cook more. I want to be able to like actually cook my meals. I talked about this prior, doing actually a like video series where I'm cooking cheap like college foods. Hang on. I think someone knocked at the— Did someone just knock on the door? Oh, wait. Okay, hang on, guys.
Too dark.
No, it doesn't look too dark. Sorry, guys. I was helping my mom dye her hair earlier. I was helping my mom dye her hair and she just came in to ask about it, and I know she doesn't want her like voice all over YouTube. Sorry about that. Anyway, but I want to have time to ski and take Scooby on more hikes, because I didn't really go on a hike except for like once this past year, because I felt like I was so constantly busy. I was always working on schoolwork or helping other people, which I'm no longer doing that. I'm not helping other people with their schoolwork anymore. It took me a bit to realize, but it's like, hey, even if I wasn't helping them with schoolwork, I was only invited over when doing schoolwork, and they were going out and doing a lot of fun things without me. And they wouldn't outright tell me about these things. I would just like find out later. And it kind of hurt, especially when it came to my birthday. I was turning 21 and I kept asking, are you guys busy this night or this night? We can do this night even though it's the day before, and I really want to like be able to go out and have like a drink with my friends. And it was just kind of like, oh no, we're like busy with exams. It's like, I get it. My birthday was like kind of smack dab in the middle of exams. It's fine. But then I heard some of them, they didn't realize I could hear them. I had my headphones in, but they weren't like, I wasn't currently playing anything through them, and they were whispering, which is why I know like they weren't really meaning to invite me, and they were talking about like going and like to like Waffle House late at night, and getting some food. And I texted two of my friends. I was like, hey, it's just gonna be us for my birthday, because the one was fully in and the other one was like, I'm not 100% sure, but I need to like make sure I get enough studying done beforehand, which is fine. And I texted them and I was like, hey, I think these guys are gonna just kind of do their own thing. They're talking about like doing this, and they don't seem to be wanting to invite me, so it'll just be us three. And then one of them talked to those people, and then finally the one who I considered my closest friend literally came in and like put her hands on the table, was like, did you want to go out for your birthday? And I'm sitting there like, I've invited you multiple times. I kept asking about you guys being free or not. Like, that really stung. And no guys, this was not Allie. These are not people who were ever on my channel. None of these people were ever on my channel in any capacity. Like, I want to make that very clear. These were not people who were ever on my channel. A lot of the people on my channel, I don't film with them because they just don't go to my school anymore. They're at a different school now. Or they graduated, you know. Just want to let you guys know that. Like, these are not people who were on my channel. And that really stung. We ended up just doing Waffle House the day before my birthday, which wasn't really what I wanted to do, but I really couldn't think of a place where these people would want to go, and I also wanted to make sure it was something that could be affordable for everyone. But I was just kind of like, I was a little bit bothered by just how that whole situation went down, how like they didn't really seem to care until someone else said something. So I'm done helping people with classes. And one of them argued, they were like, you didn't really help me with these classes, or I helped you just as much. And I was like, you didn't really help me. You were just someone who was there while I was studying, or like I would say things out loud to you and that helped me study, but I can probably just sit Scooby down and say like things to him too. Again, not people who have been on my channel. But yeah, I'm just not really friends with them anymore. There wasn't like a whole, well, one of them would argue that there was a whole big blowout thing, but a lot of the stuff they said just still doesn't really make a lot of sense. Basically they thought that I was shit-talking them when I was explaining the situation to someone, and then I showed them exactly what I said, and then they're like, oh, well, you shouldn't talk to that person, they're a known liar. And I'm like, well, okay, hang on, you know that they're a known liar. You've just said they are a known liar, and you believed them before I even asked me, because they went on this, like, sent a really long, like, rant message basically saying that I was such a horrible person. And I'm like, you know, you just claimed that this person is a liar, and before even asking me, you just went on this whole rant. A lot of this stuff that you typed out isn't true. A lot of it doesn't even make sense. At one point she said like, well, I've had the same friends since freshman year, and I was like, congratulations, none of your friends transferred. I still talk to all of my friends from freshman year, except maybe one, just because they were a little, like, I still talk to most of them. Like, a lot of the ones that I don't really talk to, it's just because we all got really busy, but there's no ill will between me and these people. Like, and a lot of them don't go here anymore. I don't know what kind of aha moment she was trying to have there. The only ones who I, like, really just kind of had a falling out with, we're still friendly with each other. Like, like, are you serious? I literally pointed that out to her, and then she never commented on that. Figures. But no, also the friend who I had talked to with the situation, and they said that I was shit-talking when I asked them about it. So they have a hard time with social situations, and they were like, oh, I had always been told that just talking about stuff like that was shit talking. I'm sorry. Like, they truly, they do feel bad, and they're still a very good friend. They've never wronged me in any way, honestly. My friends all call them a liar, but I'm pretty sure they're the only one who has repeatedly told the truth. Because yeah, you can just tell. They always tell me that they're a liar and try to discredit them, but the more that I look at it, the more it's like, no, they didn't lie about that. So anyway, so I'm really looking forward to having a year where I just get to do what I want. So I might work a bit, but I don't know how much I'm gonna work. I definitely want to film more because I really do have a passion for filming. Filming, and of course, oh my god, I love editing videos, but sometimes it takes so long. Since I was a kid though, I made like the iMovie videos. Those wouldn't take as long though. It takes a while to think of the idea, film the idea, and then edit the idea on top of also like going to school and stuff. So I don't know how often I would actually like post, but I'm very excited that I'm gonna have more time to do it. Of course, you guys are going to be seeing Allie some more. Like I said, me and Allie are still like very good friends. She was not in this friend group with these people. She was actually part of like a much smaller friend group that I had, where me and one person, it was literally a 3-person group, me and one person kind of had a falling out. We are still very much friendly with each other. It's just we clash so much that when we're like together, it's like oil and water. It's just not a good mix to be together often. Like if Allie wanted to do something to us, I would go with them, you know, like I still can be very nice and kind to this person. We just have so many things that we disagree about. It's really hard for us to like be friends together. Still, I like that person though. I still admire them and their work with animals, and I know that they still feel kind of the same about me, so it's all good. It's a Hakuna Matata there. Anyway, does anyone have any like fun Q&A questions? I feel like I'm just kind of like rambling about like my life, which I guess that's why people tune into these types of things, but I feel like maybe you guys want to hear something different. So like whatever you guys want to hear or like talk about. You guys got any good questions, or like you want to know anything about like my schooling? Of course I did just go to Japan. I also just got scuba certified. Oh my gosh, wait, I went snorkeling. Hang on. I'm gonna do a green screen thing and see if I can show you guys. So I tried my best to take pictures while snorkeling. They were taken on my phone though, so they're not the best quality. Look, there's a little fish right there. My phone was just like inside of a pouch basically. Hang on. I also didn't really know that this snorkel spot existed. Here's kind of a good picture. I don't know what this is called, but it's cool. My phone was like in a pouch. I did my best, I swearsies. But it was so fun. The only reason we didn't go snorkeling is because I was having problems with my ears due to allergies, and it can actually be kind of dangerous to go because you might not be able to do the whole like pressure equalizing. Look at this little sea urchin. There are so many of these. Actually, these are not the venomous urchins. I believe these are purple urchins, which I have worked with many, many times before. I didn't want to pick them up though because they do kind of like suction to the rock and I don't want to like hurt them, but they are very pretty to look at. Also, don't try this because I don't know all the different types of urchins, obviously, and I'm only saying that this is a purple one. I don't know for sure. But if you go to an aquarium that has like a touch tank or something and you know that they are safe, if you kind of like put your finger between their spines, they'll kind of like wrap your spines around you like they're giving you a little hug. They're not sharp. They really don't hurt. They kind of feel funky. Let me see if there's like another good picture of like any of the fish. Oh, here's one. Look at these little guys. I need to get better at my fish identification. I did take aquaculture a long time ago. And I did used to volunteer at the aquarium, but oh my gosh, y'all, I don't remember fish names at all, but they're just very cute. So this is when we were scuba diving. I didn't have a camera because obviously I can't take my phone at depth, and I don't own a GoPro yet. I kind of do want to get one. I have a cheap little action camera, but it is not rated for like pressure of diving. But anyway, so we did see a spadefish. Beast says she saw an octopus. I didn't see it. She was on the other side of the dive instructor and it was like obscured from view, but I did see like movement. So yes, I do believe that there was an octopus there. Many sea urchins like the one I already showed you. Of course, like these little fish. We actually saw a northern stargazer, and that is this fish that it almost looks like a flounder, buries itself in the sands like looking up, except he's like black. And here, I'll pull up a picture one so you guys can see, but they can like electrocute you. And we made a joke that Beast almost died because she didn't realize what it was at first. I didn't realize it either. I was like, oh, but the guy said northern stargazer, and I'm like, oh, aren't those like venomous or poisonous? They kind of look like this. Oh shoot, wait, I forgot green screen. I'll show it in a minute. But we also saw flounder, and we did see pufferfish. Unfortunately, I didn't see them while we were snorkeling, but the tide was going out, so it wasn't the best time. Little like pinfish guy. The tide was going out instead of it being high tide, it was going to low tide, so it was harder to see stuff. The current was pretty strong, so we weren't out there too long. But I do want to go snorkeling when it is like high tide so that we can see a lot more. I also do, along with scuba diving, I also do free diving. Not taking like a class for that or anything, just on my own, and that's where like you have the equipment on minus like air tank basically, like no weight belt, nothing. You're in your bathing suit, you got your flippers, your snorkel, your mask, pretty much what everyone does. Deep breath and you dive down. So this is the Northern Stargazer. Look at how funky he looks. I love him. But so apparently they can electrocute you. I'm gonna double check that though. I'm pretty sure it's like a 50-volt electrocution. Hang on, I'm looking it up. Okay, yeah, they do I don't know why I thought they were venomous. I can't remember. Maybe I'm thinking of a different thing. Has a special organ just behind his eyes that produces an electric shock. Isn't that cool? Maybe not cool for you guys. So I'm like double checking. They do shock you. I just don't know. So they do have a sting? It says like shocks, but someone else says stings. Anyway, they can hurt you. Don't touch them. We did see a ray on our first dive. I think it was a cow nose. It kind of was behind us and swimming away, so it was hard to see, but the coloring looked like a cow nose. I'm not 100% sure because I didn't actually see its face. Definitely not a bull nose though. Those are typically darker. But yeah, I don't know. I am very excited for the scuba. Like, I hope I get videos of scuba that I can show all you guys. I don't know when I'm actually getting to go scuba diving next, just because, you know, I don't actually own all of my equipment. I do have to rent a good bit of it. Or if like the place that we did it with, if they go out and go diving and we like show up to go diving with them, then our equipment is actually a free rental, which is really nice. I really hope that we get to do that. Me and Beast got certified together. Allie's also getting certified, but she's getting certified out at school. So that'll be really interesting. Actually, I want to know about how her certification works, because I think you technically need to do altitude diving in order to dive out in the mountains, and of course our school is out in the mountains. So I'm very curious about that actually. But I am very excited about the scuba certification, and I'm actually very sad that I couldn't go scuba diving this weekend just because of my freaking ears. It was actually quite scary though. After the Sunday dive the other week, which is when we finished our certification, my ears felt a little clogged, and the teacher's like, you know what, you probably have allergies that are about to come on. That's pretty normal. Just let me know if it doesn't go away. Take some Sudafed. Well, I didn't have Sudafed, so I went to like Lowe's Foods and I got some, and I was taking that, and the next day, you know, I was fine. I went to a foam party, which was really fun. I have a video of that up on my TikTok. I'll put it on the YouTube channel too if I haven't already. I don't know if I have, but it was quite fun. And then I felt like tingly after, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm reacting to the foam because I have had some weird reactions to water before. Still don't know why, because it's happened with rainwater and river water, ocean water, pool water, shower water, but not every time I touch water, so we don't know. We have no clue. It's just like these itchy red bumps too. It's nothing too serious. So I come home and I shower and I washed it all off. I get it all off and it's like, okay, it's mostly gone. I'm gonna go sleep now. Well, I woke up the next day and my legs were so tingly. It felt like they were like asleep. Not really pins and needles, but just the feeling of your like leg or hand or feet actually being asleep, like knees down. And I got so scared. Also, if I raised up my arms, they would get tingly in the elbows. And I was like, oh my god, I have decompression sickness. I'm gonna die because it's been so long since my dive. And of course, I call the DAN, it's like a diver emergency network. I call them and I'm like, blah, 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 like, and the woman's like, okay, well, the tingling started over 24 hours after your dive, so this is not an emergency, this is not decompression sickness. And I was like, and she's like, we're just gonna say, like, go to your doctor, just get checked out. This does not sound like an emergency. So later that day, during my lunch break, I was able to get in with my doctor. Thank you guys for that, by the way. They are real ones. And they checked me out, and literally, it's because I used a different brand of Sudafed that I was numb. And I'm so, because they're like, well, you've taken Sudafed before, right? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, well, what brand of Sudafed? And I'm like, I got it at Louis Foods. We don't normally get our medicine from there. And they're like, all right, switch the type of Sudafed you use and it'll go away. And like, first off, it went away, but I'm mad about it. I'm mad that it's something so dumb. My ears are finally like clearing up a bit. Definitely was an allergy thing because my nose also did get quite a bit stuffy for a little bit there. It's still slightly stuffy. I'm hoping that's fine by this upcoming weekend so that I can maybe dive. Also, if Beast is up too, I would love to be able to go on a dive. I want to go on a dive before I go back to school. And hopefully when I like have time, I can like come home and do a dive, because you're really supposed to dive at least within 6 months. And if I wait until next summer, that'll be over 6 months. You don't have to take a refresher course, but it is really highly recommended. And given that I'm a beginner, yeah. I'm also hoping that I can get a good bit of dives under my belt, because if I don't get into vet school right away, I can actually volunteer at the local aquarium and do dives in their shark tank, and I think that would be really cool. You do dives in there, like some general maintenance, sometimes like you help out with shows. It's really cool actually. But you need to have 20 dives under your belt. You need to sign up for a full year and be able to do the same day every week for the year. And I'm like, well, what if I get like, well, what if I have to be gone for a week? Because I do have like a whole family. But I feel like that's allowed. They just like generally, I've also used to volunteer there, so I might be able to like get in a bit easier. Sorry, I have like these bracelets. I keep wanting to fidget with them, but they're like under my sweatshirt. But yeah, so I'm quite excited about the scuba diving. I also do want to like hopefully work with marine animals in the future. So this is also something that can help with a future career for me. I'm hoping to actually partially be with a marine lab next summer. My teacher went to the college that kind of owns this lab, so I'm going to talk to him and see if he can help me get a bit of an in there. And hopefully that goes well. That would be very exciting for me, because again, I've grown up on the coast my entire life. It would be awesome, like, if in the future maybe I was working with more like marine based animals. Maybe I end up like researching sharks in the middle of the ocean somewhere. Actually, I don't think I really want to be in research. I want to do like more surgery stuff, but places like Greensboro Science Center, which is in my state, they have marine and terrestrial animals, and my teacher actually did used to work there, and he got to do like surgery on a manta ray one time. Tell me that's not awesome. Or a stingray, I think. Tell me that's not cool. That is so cool. I want to do that. The vet that I'm working for right now actually is talking about wanting to get a mobile vet in the future, and they're kind of like trying to snipe us. Like, there's someone who just got into vet school, and then I'm applying to vet school, and they're like, hey, you want to be a mobile vet? And I'm like, if I can't get a job right away, maybe. Because some people around here have some funky animals, dude. There was someone who used to have an emu who like lives like 3 minutes from us. And one time I got out and was running down the road. It was funny. But no, people in this area have some funky animals. And then there are so many people around here who own sulcata tortoises, like the big guys, but they can't get them to a vet. And I'm like, low-key, that could be kind of cool. Like, I could work with like a huge variety of animals, you know? But like, also, it might not be that much variety, because you're still just like a vet who also works with exotics, you know? We actually had someone bring their sulcata tortoise into the vet's office the other day, and it was really cool. I love tortoises. I love turtles. Actually, when I went to the Pokemon Center, I made it a point to get some of my favorite turtle Pokemon. Hang on. I got Turtwig, and I got a small Squirtle. I got a larger Turtwig because I feel like I don't see that one as often, but I got these at the actual Pokemon Center. Isn't that so wild? I got quite a few of these little keychains. I also have a Pikachu, Mudkip, and Piplup one. And then I have this guy, and then I have like a small Sylveon, and then I got my really big Umbreon. I got my brother a Cyndaquil who was also about this size, and I got my like our friend that we've like known since birth, basically, I got him a Dragonite. Yeah, Dragonite. Hang on, I actually still have that one. He doesn't watch this channel, so it's cool. See? Little Dragonite. This is one of his favorites. I try to make it a point to get like my family all something from the places I go, and because this time I was going to Japan, yes, I did get something for this family friend who we've known since birth, because I know he also really liked Pokemon. When we were younger, we all loved Pokemon. I also got stuff for my brother's girlfriend, just because they've been dating for like 6 years, so I'm like, I'm gonna get her something. It feels weird to not get her something, because she brings stuff so her sister lives overseas, and she'll bring back candy and stuff for me. She knows I love the little like pig gummies. The Netherlands. The little pig gummies. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. But yeah. I did get some stuff for like this one friend back at college, but it's like these really tiny like Japanese like alcohol bottles. That's pretty much it. I got them for like 100 yen each. I was like, oh, my friend will really like this, because he was the person who I drank with the first time I ever drank, and I just thought he would enjoy that. He's also like one of the people in the friend group, the person in the friend group who they would always say was like lying, but as I kind of like looked at more and more things, it's like he's not lying. So yeah. Oh my gosh, I didn't even I got all my bracelets to face the same way. I was like fidgeting with them, and they were facing like all different ways. Now they're facing the same way. That makes me happy. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I have 2 more of these coming. I know I really don't need 2 more, but one of them I actually won, and then the other one was a Shark Week like special, the one that actually looks like a hammerhead shark, because I'm sorry. First off, all the sharks I've been getting are hammerheads. People get other ones, but I'm only getting hammerheads, and I'm getting like the actual shark one. But like, I'm sorry, this doesn't look the best, but I love the hammerhead one, and I got the marine colored one, so like the blue and the green. It looks really cute. Okay. Man, I need to like keep up with live streaming, because I feel like I get less and less views because it's just been so long. Also, I unlocked live streaming on TikTok. I don't know how or why, but I did. Also, I'm looking up follow bracelets on Amazon, because I'm pretty sure you can get them on there. Okay. Low-key, I think it might be cheaper to get follow bracelets on Amazon than from the actual website, just because of free shipping. Oh my god, there's so many. There's so many more than I thought. Gorillas, manatees. I have a friend who really likes monkeys. I think she would love the gorilla one. I have a friend who's obsessed with whale sharks, and someone got her a whale shark follow bracelet, and she is obsessed. She loves it so much. I think a goal of mine is I low-key want to have a follow bracelet of all the animals, but they're kind of expensive, so I'm not buying them all at once. But like every now and then, I think I want to like get one so that, oh my gosh, they have so many more colors for the turtles. Wait, they're so cute compared to the one I have. I still like this one though. I don't need another turtle. Well, maybe. I don't know. This is how over-consumerism gets me, guys. They get me through animals. But no, anyway, like I was saying, I kind of like want to get one every now and then and have like at least one of each of the different animals, so that, you know, I just kind of have each animal. I also really want to work with animals, and I think it'd be so cool if when I do work with animals, I have one that specifically is tracking an animal that I'm working with. I just feel like that, like not the actual animal, but like the same species. I don't know, I feel like that would be really cute, like a really fun thing. So in my new apartment, I'm still setting stuff up, so I don't know if this is how it's going to be, but I have 2 rooms, and I think one of them is like a guest room, basically. Like, I'm not really going to be using it, but I might low-key film in there and like make some sort of backdrop with this wire shelf that I have from when I lived in a dorm. And I think I want to put stuff on it from like different places I've been, or maybe like different animals that I've worked with for my animal channel, because I'm not gonna lie, I do have plushes of some of the animals already. Like I have, okay, actually no, I don't have a bunny plush because my ex still fucking has it. Not Joshua, the ex I actually don't like, but I do have this little bunny puppet that I could use, like a little hand puppet. And I have cats and dogs. I kind of want to get like a little deer one because I have worked with baby deer and I absolutely loved it. I do have a possum for the possum I've worked with. Are you a Karen? No, I'm too. When it comes to workers, first of all, I have endless respect for them because I have also worked like a sort of customer service. I worked at a mini golf place that also had go-karts and bumper boats. So no, I could not be. I also, like, if I get the wrong order, it's so rare that I'll actually be like, hey. I think I've only done that one time because I asked for a chicken parm and they brought me a chicken Alfredo, and I really do not like Alfredo sauce, and I felt so bad. Like, I felt so bad, but I was like, I'm sorry. This isn't what I ordered. And they looked at the thing and they're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I just really, like, can I just please have the normal order? Like, I'll still pay for this, so, like, you can have it. I was so, like, I felt so bad. They didn't make me pay for it, but I just felt so bad for that poor person, because I was like, what if it comes out of their paycheck? Because I understand. I understand. I also don't want to work with food, but I might end up having to, so I'm like, I don't want karma to come and bite me in the ass, so I'm not gonna be awful. Where was I going before? Oh yeah, but like, low-key, okay, I'm sorry, but so I'm filming this in my brother's room, and look at this. I used to work with stingrays. I might like low-key steal this for a thing on my background. He has also moved out, like, legit. He just still has some stuff here, so I don't think he'd mind if I put this on, like, a little shelf somewhere for my videos. I also have a leucistic turtle from the same aquarium that I used to volunteer at. We had the famous Nimbus, the leucistic sea turtle, which, for those who don't know, leucistic is like being albino, but it doesn't have red eyes. It actually had blue eyes. So it wasn't a true albino, and I love him. Actually, let me look him up. He probably still comes up. He passed away, I think 2 years ago, though, which I'm still very sad about. He was very cool, but he did live longer than people thought he would. So let me look up Nimbus the turtle. Yeah, here we go. I remember when he was just an itty baby when he first came to us. There he is. And he got, like, I feel like he got older than people thought he would. Just because, again, he's leucistic. That's like a weird birth defect. There he is. And people would also think he was dead because he liked to hang out in the bottom of his tank. And I would be working the stingray tank, which is right next to that, and they'd be like, is he okay? And it's like, yeah, that's just Nimbus. That's just how he is. But, I actually have a plush of him. Oh my god, it's this exact plush. That's the plush that I have. I feel like that's a cool little reminder that I have of him. He was I loved him so much. I want to go back to the aquarium. It's been a while, though. How much are tickets? I don't qualify for their discount anymore because that was so long ago. I wish I did. I wish I did. I wish so hard, but I don't qualify for it anymore. You guys can also probably figure out what aquarium it was just based off the fact that I worked with I didn't directly work with Nimbus, but I worked in the same place as Nimbus. But, the aquarium's quite small, unfortunately. But I don't know if they still have the touch tank. They got rid of one of the touch tanks at one point. And they said they were remodeling, but I don't know if they ever brought it back. The Ray tank, that was literally like one of my favorite things. I'm actually gonna look it up. Aquarium have the Ray tank back yet? Because I remember it was like 2 years ago when I heard that they got rid of it. It's still under construction. So they still have the invert touch pool, which is our horseshoe crabs, hermit crabs, sea anemones were added to it, which I personally don't think was a good idea because they can get very stressed. Same with sea urchins, they're also in there, and sea stars. I don't think that was a good idea, personally. I feel like they could get very stressed very easily, but as long as they're monitoring them, and I guess they switch them out with different ones each day so they get a couple days of rest. Anyway, do they really not have it? Aww. I wonder if they have a sea turtle right now. So the NC aquariums, they typically they are rehabbing an animal and then the animal does get released. At least that's what I've been told. Who knows if those animals are actually dying? I'm just kidding. I do remember quite a bit of our rays getting released. Certain animals they can't release, like the otters. I don't know if they really released the like touch tank horseshoe crabs. I'm not sure because I feel like they've had the same one forever. I don't think they released the sharks. They might release the turtles. I can't remember why our last sea turtle was there. Or they also could have been sent to other aquariums. We did used to have a shark in our touch tank that was sent to another aquarium. It was a nurse shark, I think. Right? Yeah, he was a nurse shark. Oh, here we go. Exhibits and habitats. Let's see what they've got. The living shipwreck. That is their massive habitat. That is where all the sharks are. It is like it's not a very big, again, not a very big aquarium, but it's like floor to ceiling, like looking glass. Oh, they still have Nimbus on the website. He used to be in a tank called Queen Anne's Revenge. Loggerhead Odyssey. Follow the journey of loggerhead sea turtles in the Loggerhead Odyssey exhibit at the aquarium. Watch as tiny turtles hatch on the Okay, that's always been there. The river otter area. Spade. Oh, they do have like a little art gallery. It's not very well known that it's there. Okay, this is not all of their habitats or exhibits. Okay then. But there's a couple of aquariums in North Carolina, like NC aquariums. What's Jeanette's Pier? Have I ever gone to that one? Hang on, let me look this up. Wait, I've never gone to this one. It's like on a pier. It's literally connected to a pier. Wait, but like, what's in it? Is it just a fishing pier? I'm so confused. Is this one literally a fishing pier? I think this one's just a pier. That's weird. Jeanette's Pier at NC Aquariums. Okay. That seems counterintuitive. How did I get on this tangent? Oh, yeah, things that I've worked with. But yeah, obviously, like, I've worked with rays. Yeah, that is so weird that they don't have all of their actual exhibits listed, because they've got like jellyfish, they've got lionfish, they've got caimans. I think they're caimans. They're really small alligators or crocodiles, whatever we have here. I don't remember. I get them all mixed up. I'm sorry. I'm not a very good reptile person. They have snakes. They have they straight up have bald eagles. They're outside. They're very sweet. I love them. Actually, they're not very sweet. They're still, like, kind of wild animals, but they can't be released because of the inability to fly. Oh my god, we have a bald eagle at our wildlife rehab center, and legally, I cannot present him to you guys. Legally. I legally cannot work with him. No student can legally work with it. Only, like, 2 people can work with him, plus one of the vets. Or both the vets, I think. But I want to work something out with the people who can work with him to get them on film talking about our bald eagle. I don't know if the eagle can actually do a presentation, but maybe that could be a good way to prepare them for that, because again, there's no audience. It's just a camera filming it, not a live stream, because I don't want the director to worry about answering all of the questions right then and there, because she has not really presented this animal as much. But I think that would be something really cool to do on my other channel. I feel like you guys would really like that and really enjoy it. I do need to see if I have other fellow rehab students who would like to present their animal. I bet I could find some, especially some of the new mentors. So the people that I was mentoring last year, there's definitely some of them who want to. Unfortunately, some of them who do want to, have the exact same ambassadors as me, but I might actually have one of them help me out with the Ziggy presentation because that is a 7-foot snake and you're no longer supposed to just kind of hold him like this. You need to have him spread out to help with his back. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, he's all back. That's what we were just told. It's better for him to let him be stretched out, but I'm like, he doesn't like that though. But the vets are like, for presentations, please just do that. It also helps make him seem less like a pet. And I was like, you know what, that's fair. We don't want these people, like, we don't want y'all thinking that these guys are pets, because they're not. You do not want to own a Ziggy. He's very cute. You can own a different type of snake, but you do not want to own a Ziggy. He's not venomous or anything. He's just a lot. But no, I think I might have one of the people who used to be my students helping me hold him because I don't have a 7-foot wingspan, guys. Not happening. I would love to present Ivy. She is a possum. She is actually quite old for a possum. She's around 4. They only really live to be about 4, so I feel like that could be a fun one too. A little elderly possum action. That is so sad though that they're touch tanks. How much does it cost to go there? Last time I checked, it like wasn't crazy. Hey, you told me about Ziggy on the trip. Were you on the Japan trip with me? Wait, Nerd Gaming. Who is that? Who is Nerd Gaming? Were you on the Japan trip with me? Definitely were. What's that logo? Yeah. I don't remember. I'm not gonna say your name because obviously, like, you're using a fake name on here, but I imagine you're just one of the students who was with me. The local aquarium's $15. Okay, given that they got rid of the stingrays, I feel like that's not a good price anymore. But maybe it is. Maybe I'm just like blinded by how things cost nowadays. So the military discount's only $1. Actually, that was true of the other place I used to work too. But yeah, no, I absolutely love Ziggy. I'm hoping on the... So I have a second channel called Red's Animal Experience. And on there, I actually am hoping to present the animals that I work with. And maybe I'll get to share some really interesting cases with you guys. I definitely know that I'm going to share a case that I've presented before. Unfortunately, that patient has passed away. I'll tell you guys that now. It was a fawn. I got pretty attached to this patient, not in the sense of like, oh, you, but in the sense of like, yes, you're getting better, this is awesome. And then it had sudden gastrointestinal issues, and those are very hard for a deer to come back from. And unfortunately, due to pressure in its abdomen from like all the gases, it was struggling to breathe and it was put down. However, the initial reason it came in was getting better. The gastrointestinal, it can just happen sometimes. We don't have their mother's milk. We can't get those exact nutrients right. But the initial reason it came in was it had these abscesses all over its face. And of course, on that channel, I'll show the pictures. Some of you might not like that. Just a warning. But it was a really interesting case. I did really like that patient. We nicknamed, so a lot of the patients sometimes get a nickname. These are not their official names or anything because they are wild animals set to be re-released, but it helps us to keep track of patients. So let's say we have multiple possums. We had a possum who came in, face was like gone on this side pretty much. We called him Two-Face. It's like, so if you're talking to someone, hey, did Two-Face get his meds? You know immediately who that is. Hang on, sorry, someone just messaged me. You know immediately who that is. You don't have to sit there and think like, oh, divvy number 1695. Like, you don't have to sit there and think like, oh wait, who is that? Who is the yellow possum? It's like Two-Face, I know them. So this deer was called Nosy because the abscesses were on its nose. We also had a deer called Stompy. That one was an ironic one because he had his leg in a cast. Like stuff like that to help keep track of the patients. Some of them were easy though, like, oh, how's the raccoon? We would only have like maybe one raccoon every now and then. Oh, hang on. Sorry, my mom has like a bit dye like around here and she needs help getting it off because she can't see very well. So I'm gonna go help her in just a sec. But yeah, no, so quite a few animals got like these unofficial like nickname type things just to help keep track of them. There was one that was called Diesel because so if a finder names an animal, we keep that name with the animal, so if they call asking about it, we know who they're talking about. So they brought us a squirrel whose name was Diesel. It was a white squirrel. It was actually quite cool. And again, we tracked that name with the animal because the finder gave it that name, makes it easier for us to help find it. And there's also finders who want to be there when the animal's being released. So that's actually really cool when they want to do that. It's a good moment for finders because it's like, wow, I really helped this animal and look, it's going back into the wild. It's a very good moment. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can talk about some different animals. Maybe if there's a really interesting case during the year, I can take some short clips of the animals, or like pictures and like voice over what we're doing with this animal to help get it better. Of course, I don't want to like film an animal when it's terrified and stressed out, so it really just depends on how the animal's temperament is. Like if it's like hawk, I'm not gonna like pull the cover away and just sit there and film it. That's cruel. They don't like that. They like to not see you. They don't want to see you. But once it's out in like a flight cage and you kind of have to go in and set food down, there's like an area of the flight cage where it's a little bit better to stand so you're not in the way anywhere, and maybe I'll just stand there and show the bird flying because I don't want to stress them out. That would be so mean. And then the flight cage, they can get away from you. Inside, when they're still being like watched and all that, they can't get away from you, and that can be so terrifying for them. Some animals don't care. Mourning doves, they don't care. Mourning doves are just like, food. I swear, mourning doves are like all habituated. They're all too used to people. They're crazy. I love them. I don't love them when they come in the center, because you aren't supposed to let them get used to you. You have to like actually scare them. So you gotta go like like try to scare them. I'm serious. This is a real thing. You do not want these creatures to be used to people. So you literally, like possums, you have to hiss at them because you'll get them coming as babies. You have to feed them, like you tube feed them, all this stuff, and then they're used to you, and you literally had to sit there, and when they come near you, you're supposed to go because that's what possums do. And it's like so awkward though, because you're next door and you're like putting food in these like birds enclosures, and next door you just hear and you're like, anyway. It's the weirdest thing. You kind of have to like stomp to scare them too. Like I always feel so horrible. I'll literally stomp and say I'm sorry, because you cannot let them be used to humans. If they get too used to humans, if they imprint, if they're too habituated, a lot of time they end up euthanized because they cannot be released. And there are certain rules about habituated animals and keeping them as an ambassador. It is quite sad, but it does happen. It also depends on their age. So you have to hiss at the possums. And it makes you feel so bad every time. But yeah. Oh my god, I went like on a good solid rant there. But yeah. Any questions before I go? Because like I do have to kind of like head out and go help my mom with getting the dye off the side of her face right here. Any questions? I'm not answering that question. That's just weird. What is wrong with you? Any questions that aren't that? No? Okay. No, exactly. Yeah, no, Rom. You are aware that you were in this chat with one of my students, right? Like, that you're disgusting. Okay. Yeah, get blocked. Hang on, I gotta find, oh wait, I can put him in a really long timeout. There we go. 860k seconds. No, like, real. I'm to whichever student this is, are you the student who follows me on TikTok? Or are you Okay, yeah, you're a student. Yeah, you don't. I'll give you a heads up now. A lot of my live streams, the guys can be quite pervy and creepy, so you might see some interesting comments. Just like a heads up. Um, yeah, yeah, Warhammer. Yeah, some of the people on here aren't quite right in the head, and unfortunately don't know how to actually talk normally to a female. I guess they're just like always in their basement or in like their mom's house, and they don't actually know how to talk to a woman they're not related to. It's quite sad. It's quite a sad condition, actually. Um, but yeah, I'm just fair warning, especially because I am like 21, so these people are like, oh, she's not a minor. Let's, even though I low-key look like just a little like a kid sometimes. I definitely don't look like a kid in the face though. Well, some people thought I was in high school. But then, like, they hear my voice, and yeah. Oh my god. Or they see that I'm, like, 5'5", and it's like, that's a average height for a fully grown woman. Alright, but yeah, guys, I gotta sign off. I gotta go help my mom get the dye off of her face, because she's visually impaired, so she needs help with that. But, bye, guys. If you'll let me click out of here.